Guys, hello everybody. Hey Carolina, Adriana, Aaron, welcome. Julian, how are you doing? Hello guys, how is everybody doing today? Hello people here on Facebook, how are you doing? Hi Julian, how was your day today?
Excellent, teacher.
Excellent, very good. Did you have a good day at soccer? Did you go to your soccer practice today?
Yes,
You did?
I was playing soccer and I scored my knee.
You scored? Did you score? Julian?
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, I'm asking you, did you score? Did you score a goal? Nope. You have to learn that verb. You need to learn the verb score. Okay, score a goal, not score a verb, to score a goal. Well, hello guys, hello everybody here, people on Facebook, also people on YouTube and Facebook and Google Meet, yeah, the video call. Welcome, one more day, one more class, one more free English class for everybody. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're watching the class. Here also people on Facebook, thank you for attending. Okay. So Julian, you're telling me that you didn't score. The question is, did you score a goal? Okay, that's the question. All right. So you can learn the verb score. Hey Carolina, I think this is your first class, right? If this is your first class, I'm a little sore. Yeah, I know.
No, it's second.
Okay, so we have Carolina Gonzalez and Carolina Fuensalida. I think Carolina Gonzalez, this is your second class, and Carolina Fuensalida might be your first class, probably, because I haven't seen that picture before. Yeah, the only puppy in the class was Julian's. Now we have another puppy, but this is like an older dog, but it's also a puppy. Okay, so welcome everybody. This is the intermediate English class. Today is the 20th. Yeah, Tuesday the 20th. It's your first class, Carolina. Right. So today we have English only. Okay, English only class. No Spanish. The idea is that you can practice your listening skills, your speaking skills also, and also the written skills. Okay, but we don't write much. This class is more of a production, okay? Like, well, active production meaning speaking. Okay, so we have been talking about the simple past in the last few weeks. We have been talking about the simple past with regular verbs and irregular verbs. We began talking about the irregular verbs right just the previous class, last Thursday. We talked about the irregular verbs, and I also mentioned that irregular verbs don't usually follow a specific pattern, okay, a specific form. We talk about the form, okay? When we talk about the present form or the past tense form or the ed form, okay, the ing form, we are talking about the same verb, the same word in a different form, okay? So, for example, you know the verb to be, right? The typical verb to be. Be has many forms, right? The simple present form is am, is, and are. Then you have the simple past form, you find was and were, right? And you have also the past participle where you find being, and also the ing form where you find being, yeah, with the ing. So the form, bye Carolina, thank you for attending the class, all right? Well, so, well, there she is. I thought that you had left, Carolina. Welcome back. I'm sorry. So, um, each verb has many different forms. Okay, that's a very important point. Every verb is that word, and this word has different forms. For example, if we talk about a tree, okay, a tree before being a tree was a plant, yeah, a smaller plant, and before being a plant, it was a seed, right? The same thing with the water, for example, yeah. Here you can see water, like liquid water. In a different form, you can see ice, right? Or you can see snow, or you can see clouds, and those are different forms of the same element, right? So a verb is similar to an element because it has different forms, all right? That's important. Now, with the irregular verbs, we don't know there is no pattern to determine the, sorry, just a second. There is no pattern to determine the form of the verb. That's why they are called irregular verbs, okay? Let me, wait a second, let me change something here. There we are, okay? Because I'm recording the class and I wanted you to appear in the class. So, I was saying that in the irregular verbs, there is no pattern. Okay, you cannot follow a specific pattern to determine how the form of the verb is in the past. That's the idea of the irregular verbs. They are irregular, right? An irregular verb is irregular because they don't have a specific form. There is no formula, okay, to form the past tense of these verbs or the past participle. I'm not talking now about the past participle, yeah? I will not talk about the past participle because the past participle is something different, okay? Let's leave it aside. Let's not talk about it. We're just talking about the simple present and the simple past. That's it, okay? Hey Griselda, how are you doing? I was looking at the participants here. I'm not talking to you. Welcome Anayeli, Tatiana, Abigail, I think, or Abigamiel, I'm not sure, and Diana. Okay, thank you everybody. Let me go back to here. My link is attending the class. All right. So I want to show you something. I want to show you a very short list of verbs related to the human skills, like the basic human skills. Let me show you this, okay? These are human basic actions, okay? For example, you're welcome. Thank you, Diana. Here, can you see this? People on Facebook, if you want to see the class, if you want to participate in the class, you have to click on this link, okay? bit.ly/123_Ingles, all right? If you want to participate in the class, click here, click this link, and then you can watch the screen, all right? So, here, people in class, can you see the screen? My link, Adriana, Aaron, can you see the screen? Yes, teacher. Okay, perfect. Very good. Very good. So, here I have 3 columns, right? 3 columns. And I have different verbs, okay? The first column is the infinitive verb, okay? Here you are seeing at the infinitive verb. This is the verb that you find in the dictionary. This verb is not conjugated. There is this verb, the form of this verb has no tense, okay? There is no tense, no present tense, no past tense. So this is the verb in the infinitive form, all right? The verb in the infinitive form. For example, to see, to hear, to speak, right? To feel, yeah, to feel, to drink, yeah, to drink. Water, not tequila, not vodka in class, right? To smell, to eat, yeah? or to think. So here I have a list of verbs, and then I have the base form in the middle. You can see the base form, and the base form is the form that you see usually in the simple present, right? For example, we see, you hear, they speak, I tell, right? So this is the base form, is the form that you usually see, or it usually appears in the simple present. But the thing is, third person. Remember, third person has not the same form. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the live class. Bienvenida a la clase particular. Thank you. So, the base form here is for the I, you, we, and they personal pronouns, not for the third person singular, right? Remember, third person singular needs an additional s. Okay, so she sees, he hears, she speaks, it tells, right? Or he feels. Remember, you need to add the final s for the third person singular in the simple present form. Okay, and then here, this is the simple past form. Okay, here you can see the simple past form, and they are irregular verbs. Okay, these are the irregular verbs. Why? Why are they irregular verbs? Remember, a regular verb ends in the ed form, okay, with the ed form. For example, play, right? The past tense is played. If I say another verb, work, okay, the past tense of the verb work is worked, right? Worked. We already talked about the pronunciation, didn't we? I don't remember quite well if we talked about the past tense. The pronunciation of the past tense. Probably we did. So study, right? That's a regular verb. Then we have studied. Okay. So stop, exactly. Stop, stopped, right? Stopped. So these are regular verbs because the simple past form has ed ending. Ed, okay? Ed ending. Okay? That's the only reason they are regular verbs, because of the ed. Worked, studied, played, listened. Yeah, listened. I don't remember. Well, there's a lot of other regular verbs. Yeah, there's many regular verbs. Now, let's go back to the irregular verbs. Is there any question? Any query? Do you need to ask anything? It's clear? Yeah, it's clear? Okay. I need thumbs up. I need those reactions here. Are there reactions here? Can you react? I don't think so. We need reactions in this yes, it's my first class. Okay. Well, there's no reactions. So if you understand, if there's no questions, I can continue, okay? Good. Let me go back here. Now, I want to explain another thing. Thank you, Diana. Thumbs up. Thank you. So, irregular verbs are usually, okay, related to our basic skills. Yeah, to the human basic skills, to the most necessary actions in life, to the to the first, like the oldest actions of the human being. Okay, for example, to be, to think, Those are basic actions. Every human being thinks. Every human being is, right? We are. Everybody is. That's basic. That's elementary, right? We do things. So here we have also the verb to do. That's an irregular verb. The verb, those here, we have basic feelings or basic, what do we call this? Senses, right? They are basic senses. To hear, that's basic. Everybody hears. To see, right? To smell. Even though smell here, this is it can be an exception because smell is also a regular verb. Okay, we have those cases where the same verb is regular and irregular at the same time. Okay, so you can find smell as a regular verb and also as an irregular verb. Okay, to eat, that's basic. That's something we do. That's something like the ancient human being, like the oldest human being, probably ate something in the morning. When that person in the ancient times, in those ancient times, woke up, right? That's also a basic action, to wake up. You woke up this morning, you woke up all the mornings in the past, right? So those are basic actions. What else? Here we have other actions. For example, to go, right? To go, that's a basic action. You go and you come back. So go and come are also basic actions in life. They are elementary actions. Those are irregular verbs too. Then we have something, for example, like to learn. Yeah, to learn. That's an internal process, right? That's a longer process, but that's something we do as something innate, right? That's innate for the human being. The human being learns. You don't need to go to school to learn, right? You don't need to go to school. For example, if I touch the water, then I know water is wet. I learned it, right? Even if this is the first time I touch water. For example, imagine a baby. When a baby touches water, when a baby falls to the ground, the baby learns that water is wet, and the baby also learns that falling to the ground hurts, right? So those are natural, I mean, not natural, but innate actions. Those are innate reactions, innate processes of the human being. Okay, so the point here is that most of the most basic actions in life have irregular verbs. Yeah, they are represented by irregular verbs. So I think, okay, this is my idea, that all the first actions in our history, yeah, the history of the human being, have an irregular verb. Yeah, I think most of the actions, like the oldest actions of the human being, have an irregular verb. Okay, so sometime in the future, if you're thinking, is the verb to die regular or irregular? Is it regular or irregular? Then you think, okay, the verb to die is basic. All human beings die. That's innate, right? So probably that verb is going to be irregular. Okay. On the other hand, think of another basic action, or not a basic. Sorry, think of another action of human beings which is not basic. For example, maybe work, right? the verb to work is not a basic action. I mean, working for a job, under a contract, right? For another person, probably that's not a basic action for the human being. So that verb is a regular verb because probably working was an action that happened a long time after the human being started working. I don't know how to explain this. Okay, I need a timeline. I need a timeline to show you this. Okay, let me think of another expression, another verb. So maybe it will be clearer. Okay, phone. The phone. The phone. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I don't know, an Australopithecus, right? Can you imagine a person in a cave calling on the phone? No, of course, right? They didn't have phones because the phone was invented a long time after, right? A long time after. The phone was invented, I don't know, 100 or 150 years ago, probably 200 years ago. I'm not sure. Hey Google, when was the telephone invented?
Here's what I understood from the website elon.edu. Alexander Graham Bell received the first U.S. patent for the telephone in 1876. Do you want a little more context?
No, that's okay. So, no, that's okay. 1876, I think I heard. Yeah, that's about 150 years ago. So, okay, Google, cancel. All right. So,
I think you want to pair Bluetooth. Is that right?
now stop.
Okay.
Okay, so the phone is a recent invention. Before that, people didn't make phone calls. Okay, so phone, the verb to phone someone, to phone, is a recent action, and because of that, because of it being a recent action, it is a regular verb. Okay, think of another action, another regular, recent invention. For example, what else? Maybe to watch. Yeah, watch. You watch TV, you watch a screen, you watch the movies. Maybe the verb watch is also a newer verb, right? Because watching a screen, like you stare at a screen for a long time, that's the meaning of watching. People before the invention of the TV or the invention of the cinema or the movies or whatever, people didn't watch something for a long period of time. Can you imagine somebody looking at something for about 2 hours in a row? No, right? Probably not. So maybe the verb watch is a recent verb. Okay? Maybe the verb, what else? To Google, I know, yeah, Google. Google was invented like in the 90s. So if you Google something, if I go on Google and Google something app, I'm Googling, right? I'm Googling a word, I'm Googling, I don't know, a concept, I'm Googling a name, okay? So I'm using the verb to Google as a regular verb because this is a recent verb. It's a recent action, okay? If you tweet, right? If you use Twitter, then you are tweeting, yeah? To tweet, sorry, to tweet, exactly. You are tweeting, and probably that is a regular verb too, yeah? Tweeted, somebody tweeted, that's a regular verb. So you form the past tense adding the ed, yeah? The same for Google, to Google, sorry, to Google. So the past tense of that verb is Googled, Googled, okay? Regular verb, because those are recent actions. Okay, now, the point of all this conversation is basic actions or innate actions or all those actions related to the beginning of the history of the human being are probably irregular verbs. And all those actions created or coined, okay, coined. This is also another word, a very good word, to coin. Maybe you know the word coin, like the round thing that you use to pay something, right? The coin, contrary to the bill. Yeah, you know the coin is la moneda and the bill is el billete. So this verb to coin is acuñar. Acuñar is a concept when you create a new word, when you create a new concept. Yeah, so for example, to Google, somebody coined a new word. To tweet or Twitter, somebody coined this concept. To TikTok, okay, somebody created the word, so that's to coin a new concept or a new word. Okay, so this is also a regular verb, okay, because probably before the invention of the, I mean, we didn't invent language. Yeah, we just speak. The link doesn't work to connect to Google Meet. I can't see the screen. Are you sharing any information? Yeah, Tatiana. Well, if you use the link, why isn't it working? It should be working. Are you on a phone? If you are on a phone, then you need to download the app. And if you're using Firefox, yeah, the browser, Firefox browser, that doesn't work. Yeah, you need to open the link using Google Chrome. I don't know why, but Firefox takes you to the to download the app, even if you have the app in your phone before that. So I recommend you to open the link. If you're using your phone, open the link using the Google Chrome app. And if you are in your computer, it should be working fine. Yeah, you should go online. So if you have any other question, well, just write me a message here, okay? I can reply to your message. Good. So, guys, let's try to finish this. Old verbs, old actions, elementary actions, basic actions of the human beings usually are represented by by irregular verbs. Okay, they're usually represented by irregular verbs. To die, to understand, to read, to write, to heed, to think, to learn. All those verbs are basic actions in life. Those are like the oldest actions. And all those verbs created, maybe in the past, yeah, like by the Egyptians, by the Romans, by the Vikings, the Greeks, maybe all those civilizations invented something. They all invented words. They all created actions, tools, processes, okay? All those verbs are recent. Those are recent verbs. Those are recent actions. Okay, so we have irregular verbs and also regular verbs. Irregular verbs are usually related to basic actions like old actions, and the regular verbs are related to newer concepts, okay? Newer verbs, newer actions, newer processes. Today, if you invent a new verb, if you invent a new action, that verb is going to be a regular verb. It will not be an irregular verb. Okay, so if you coin a new action or a new word, a new verb, sorry, if you coin a new verb, that's going to be also a regular verb. Okay? Is there any question about that? Do you understand the idea? Do you follow the idea?
Yes, I understand, teacher.
You understand? Very good. How about the rest? Any question from the rest? Did you get the idea?
No, teacher. I don't have any queries.
No questions, no queries. Very good. No doubts. Good. Tatiana, I would love to help you, but I don't know what's going on, okay? I would like you to see the screen. So hold on, okay? Hold on just a second. Tatiana, si no te puedes conectar, de todas maneras esta clase está quedando grabada. Yo la voy a compartir después en YouTube para que tú puedas verla con eh, el Excel que estábamos ocupando, con el diccionario y con el libro, ¿ok? Como te decía, si tienes problemas para ingresar, probablemente si estás desde un teléfono necesitas tener la aplicación. Si no tienes la aplicación, instálala. Y si después cuando tratas de ingresar estás usando el navegador Firefox, probablemente vas a tener problemas porque Firefox no sé por qué no abre la aplicación directamente. Así que te recomiendo ir a Google Chrome, escribir esta misma dirección que aparece aquí, www.bit.ly/123-inglés, y te va a iniciar, te va a abrir un formulario, ¿ok? En el formulario tú rellenas tus datos, tu correo, ingresar a la clase y ahí eliges las cuatro opciones que tienes. Descargar el libro, que lo subí ayer. A propósito, ¿alguno de ustedes lo instaló, lo descargó, les funcionó? Tienes el YouTube, el Facebook
No, ya.
y finalmente la clase. ¿Ya? Así que espero que te funcione alguna de ellas y si no, me puedes contactar después, me manda un mensaje interno y te trato de ayudar. Okay, I understand. All right. I understand you in English. Okay, thank you so much. Very good. Yeah, I was trying to explain this for everybody. So if somebody's watching the class and doesn't understand, the idea is that everybody understands, okay? Even if you're looking at this class on YouTube later. So now let's move to the book. Do you remember this conversation about the different languages? Can you see the book?
Yes, I remember.
All right, good. What were the conversations about? Do you remember these conversations? No. Do you remember anything about these conversations? The topic at least?
More or less, I remember the conversations.
Mm-hmm. What were they talking about? What did they talk about? What did they all mention?
In these four person.
People, yeah.
I remember they speak in English, French, Korean, Russian,
Mm-hmm.
Portuguese.
I think you're kind of you're trying to remember, okay? But it's
I don't remember very well.
but what can you tell me what is French, Spanish, English, Russian? What are they? What are they?
I don't know. I don't
Really?
remember that.
They are languages. Remember we were talking about languages.
Yes.
Okay, so let's listen to this one more time and we are going to continue with these conversations. Okay, I'm going to show you the script anyway, so you can follow the conversation. Here we go.
What languages did you learn in school? Keiko. All the students in my high school had to take English. It was required. And I needed English to get into my university. Mirka.
Well, years ago, most people learned Russian, and only a few people took English. I studied both.
Brad.
I took Spanish last year, and most of my friends did too. There are a lot of Spanish speakers around here, so it's kind of useful.
Paul.
A lot of my classmates dropped French after 9th grade. Almost all of them, except me. But then later, some of them had to take evening classes because they needed it for work.
Okay. They are talking about languages they learned at school, right? Or they learned in school. Both work fine. So, each of them talks about a language that they had to learn because of different reasons, right? For example, Keiko says that English was required and she needed English to go into university. Then Mirka says that she learned Russian and some people learned English and she studied both of them, right? Both. Do you know this word? Both. Both. Russian and English, two elements. Yeah, when you say both or both of them, you're talking about two things, right? For example, I like both. I like both Coca-Cola and Sprite. I like both Discovery Channel and History Channel. I prefer, or sorry, I can say I enjoy both running and riding my bike. So I'm talking about two actions or two things or two elements. Yeah, when you say both, you talk about a couple of things, two elements, two actions. So she says that she learned Russian and English. Okay. Then Brad says that he took Spanish. Okay. When I was at school, I took English and French. Some people take English and German, maybe. For example, Julian, he's taking English and German, right? Or Maylin, she's taking English and Chinese. Yeah, both English and Chinese. Okay. Here, Brad says that there are a lot of Spanish speakers around here, around there in Los Angeles, right? You know, Los Angeles limits with Mexico, so there's a lot of Spanish speakers in Los Angeles, California. And then finally, Paul says that he dropped French, so he didn't study French, right? He didn't study French. No, sorry. He says a lot of my classmates dropped French after 9th grade. Almost all of them, except me. Sorry, he didn't drop French. He studied French. I'm sorry. So then later, some of them had to take evening classes because they needed it for work. Okay, right. So Paul is from Lagos, right? Lagos probably speaks French also, or maybe they needed to work, so they all needed to learn French. Okay. Here in Chile, French was mandatory. It was an obligation in the 90s. Yeah, it was an education policy. Every kid, every student at school, yeah, I'm talking about elementary school, had to learn French from France. Yeah, French. Then the government eliminated that policy, and English was the required language only. Okay. So there is another important thing here in these four conversations, and they are talking about quantities. Yeah, we're talking about quantities. Quantities, I'm going to write it here, quantities or quantifiers. Okay, quantities or quantifiers. We have many quantifiers in these conversations, in these four conversations. There are different quantities to refer or to talk about the size of a group. Okay, let me go back to the conversations. Here, Keiko says, all the students, all, right? The whole group, all. That is a quantifier, all, number one. Then, all the students in my high school had to take English. It was required, and I needed English to get into my university. Okay, so here we find one quantifier, all. All the students, all the people, all the elements, all the words. When we say all, we are talking about 100% of a group. Yeah, 100%. Everything, all of them. Okay? You can talk about people, things, animals, ideas, anything you want. And when you say all, you're talking about the 100% of the group. Okay? So that's 100%.
Other quantifiers, teacher, can be both.
Most, exactly. So if we go here to the conversation, here we find the next quantifier we find here is most, right? Most people learn Russian. Here we have the next quantifier. What is it? Most, right? Sorry. Most. Most is almost 100%. When you say most, you're talking about an 80 or 90% of the group. So most we refer to 80 or 90% of a group. Okay. For example, if I say most people in Chile like most people in Chile like pizza. Most people in Chile like pizza, right? 80 or 90% of the people here in Chile like pizza. I think most people like pizza. There is an exception, right? There are exceptions. Maybe they are only a very small group of people. So most refers to the big group, not the 100%, but the big group. Okay? Wait a second. Okay, I'm going to welcome Tatiana. Tatiana, you made it. I'm glad that you're here. Very good. Carolina said about languages that learn in school. Very good. Yeah, they were talking about that. Sorry, I couldn't read this before. Okay, so welcome, Tatiana. You made it. Now I'm going to show you the book. Okay, then we are talking about the quantifiers. We have all for the 100% of the group, most for an 80 or 90% of the group, and then let me continue. We find another quantifier. Here you have only a few people took English. Only a few people. So if I go now here, I'm going to write a few. A few means a small portion, a small part of the group. Okay, we have all the group, most of the group, and only a few elements. Then that means usually around 30%. Yeah, 30 or 40%. It's less, okay, less than the half of the group. So let me say around 30%. Okay, these numbers, sorry, these percentages or these proportions are arbitrary. Okay, lo voy a aclarar inmediatamente. Los números que están viendo acá, estos porcentajes, no son una regla. Ya es algo que yo les estoy dando a ustedes para que ustedes piensen en el tamaño de este grupo. Si tenemos un conjunto, ¿cierto? Si tenemos un grupo, all representa al 100% de este grupo. Si yo digo most, representa un 80, un 90% del grupo. O sea, hay elementos que son excepciones. Si yo digo, most people love French fries, a la mayoría de la gente le gustan las papas fritas. Pero hay excepciones, right? There are exceptions. Entonces vamos a utilizar most, not all. Then we have a few, and a few is the contrary. A few es como lo contrario de most, pero nos vamos hacia el lado opuesto, nos vamos hacia el grupo más pequeño. Si most era casi el todo, este es casi nadie, o muy pocos. Okay, let me go back to English.
Teacher,
Yeah.
other quantifiers after the both is some.
Some. Very good. Some. Yeah. Some is. Let me check the conversations here. I took Spanish last year. Most of my friends did too. There are a lot of Spanish speakers around here, so it's kind of useful. A lot of. Okay, I'm going to write here. A lot of. Most. A lot of. A lot of. This is around, let's say, 60 to 80%. Okay, 60 to 80%, probably. Yeah, a lot of, many, right? This. A lot of is this or this. Yeah, it's a bigger number. Okay, a lot of 7, and then you have 3. That's the exception. Okay, some is a half of it. Okay, some. Some learn English, some learn French. Some like Netflix and some like Amazon. Some drink Coke, some drink Pepsi. Some like the beach and some like the mountain. Okay, so some is a half of it. Okay, around a half of it. So let me here, some will represent a 50%, usually, okay, around a 50%. It's not exactly a 50%, it's around a 50%, okay? Some people like running, some people prefer riding a bicycle. Some people have, I don't know, a nice breakfast. Some people only drink a cup of coffee and a couple of, I don't know, toasts, right? So when I say some, I'm talking about a quantity, yeah, part of the group, and I don't know the quantity. I don't know the quantity, okay? This quantity is only an approximate, but it's usually near a half of it, okay? So maybe I have 5 here and 5 here, some and some, okay? 50%, 50%, all right?
The last quantifier after the few is no one. Or
No one or none. Yeah, none. None. Let me check here, but then later some of them had to take evening classes because they needed it for work. A lot of, right? A lot of is here. Almost all of them. I'm going to write here. Almost. So we have most and also we have almost. Let's say 90% for this quantifier. Almost, sorry. 90% for this quantifier. Okay, so if I'm talking about a group and I say almost all of them, I'm talking about a huge number, only a very few exceptions. Okay, only a very short number of exceptions. And as Tamara said, finally, the smallest group is none. Yeah, the smallest group is none. So here we have all and here we have none. All and none. Okay, none represents 0%. No element. You can mention, you can say no, right? No or none. For example, if I say no people love let me think something everybody hates. I'm not sure. It's difficult. Can you repeat that?
Eat onion.
I love onion.
You?
Yeah. Well,
But in general, the people don't like.
right. In general, people don't like onion. Let me think. Another thing. Okay. No people like. No people like. All right. No people. No people. Okay, this is difficult. Wait, let me think. Nobody likes or no people. Okay, this is very important. I'm going to stop here. Okay, I'm going to stop here. This is very important because when I say no people, I'm talking about people, right? I'm talking about people, but I'm using a quantifier, no. So, am I talking about a lot of people or nobody? Am I talking about 100% or 0% when I say no people? This is a serious question. If I say no people, am I talking about all the people, or I'm talking about zero, none, nobody? Any answer? Any idea? No idea? When I say no idea, or no people, or no problem, right? Very typical, no problem. Or when I say no nothing, that's not grammatical, by the way. When I say no people, I'm using third person. I feel a little confused by this, okay? But I will give it a try. I mean, I will take a leap of faith, okay? Lo voy a intentar.
Sorry, no people is saying nobody.
Exactly. When you say no people, you're saying nobody. Exactly. It's the same. And
Okay.
nobody is third person. When I say nobody, sorry, nobody, for example, nobody likes getting lied at, right? Nobody nobody thinks, sorry?
No, I have an example. Nobody likes to get infected with COVID, for example.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody wants, right? Nobody wants to get infected. So, when I say nobody, this is third person. Cuando yo digo nadie, nadie es tercera persona, como si dijera he, she, or it. That's important. Cuando yo digo someone, yo puedo utilizar todos estos quantifiers, ¿ok? Los puedo unir con otras palabras. Bueno, no todos, en realidad es no, some y eso, no and some. Cuando yo digo someone, I'm also talking about third person. Someone is, or somebody loves, right? Somebody loves English class. Somebody likes it, right? I don't know who, but somebody loves English class. And someone is not, someone is not interested in this. So the point is, someone, somebody, nobody, no one are third person. Esto quizás, chicos, lo voy a explicar en español porque estoy entrando un poco en un terreno medio oscuro del lenguaje. Cuando hablo de ninguna persona, cuando yo digo no people, right? Estoy hablando de people, ¿cierto? Y nosotros sabemos que people es plural. Y normalmente yo debería decir people are fun, people, sorry, are listening, people are in class, ¿ok? Pero si yo digo no people, aquí en el momento en que yo agrego el no, estoy hablando de todo lo contrario. Cuando yo digo people, estoy hablando en general de un 100%. Cuando yo digo no people, estoy hablando de un 0%. That's the question. Esa era la pregunta que yo les estaba haciendo. Si yo hablo de no people, estoy hablando de un 100 o de un 0%. Y en el momento en que yo digo no people, entonces también estoy pasando a hablar en tercera persona. Yo podría decir, por ejemplo, no people is here. No people is here. Veamos. Quiero buscar esto porque a veces desconfío de mí mismo. ¿Ok? Entonces me da un poco de miedo estar. A ver, is it ever correct to say no people is better? There are no people, there are no dogs. People, no people. There are no people. Ok. Mucha gente con esta respuesta, perdón, con esta pregunta también. No can be a determinant in front of a noun to express the absence of any instances or whatever the noun. Okay, so here I think we have an answer, okay? Y yo creo que es la misma respuesta que les estaba dando yo, lo mismo que les estaba explicando, solo que quiero sentirme respaldado por algo antes de decir una burrada que después me puedan decir, profesor, ¿cómo se le ocurrió decir que no people is? Vamos a aceptar las cookies. Dice, my friend asks me, would you rather have no people there or should I invite someone to go with you? I reply, no people is better. No people is better. Estamos tratando a no people como un solo elemento. No people. Right? Si yo solo tuviera la palabra people por sí sola, people are, right? Pero si yo estoy diciendo no people, estoy tratándolo como un solo elemento. Por lo tanto, no people debería ser no people is. Is this grammatically correct? I interpret the sentence as really saying having no people is better, but phrases like two heads are better than one seem to imply otherwise. Two heads are better. Well, this is something totally different. Here, one answer says, no can be a determiner in front of a noun to express the absence of any instances of whatever the noun talks about it. Esto es lo mismo que les estoy explicando yo. Antes de un sustantivo, si yo agrego no, estoy diciendo la ausencia de esto. No people, la ausencia de gente. No problem, la ausencia de problemas. No idea, la ausencia de ideas, ¿cierto? Dice, it works with countable and non-countable or uncountable nouns. Pero no me está respondiendo. Acá miren. No water, the project, no project. Water was, I wanted no people to be here. Well, this is not answering my question. No está respondiendo a mi pregunta, pero yo voy a confiar en mi conocimiento. ¿Ok? Lo voy a investigar y si me estoy equivocando se los voy a comentar en la próxima clase. Pero estoy 90% seguro, más, 95% seguro que al momento en que yo estoy utilizando el determinante no, antes de people, estoy transformando people de plural a singular porque estoy hablando de nadie. ¿Ok? Y nobody, or no one, or no people debiese ser singular, por lo tanto deberíamos acompañarlo del verbo to be en la forma is. Sorry si me extendí mucho en esta explicación, I'm sorry, pero necesitaba aclararlo en este momento. ¿Ok? No sé si me siguieron la idea. Griselda me dice, ok, la gente se está aburriendo acá. Laura got soul. Very good. Bueno, no sé, Tatiana, ¿qué opinas tú? Tamara, ¿qué opinas? Maylin, Julián, chicos, cuéntenme, ¿qué creen?
It's a good explanation.
You think it's a good explanation, but do you think it's okay? Do you think, am I right or am I wrong?
No, you are right. You are right. You are right.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You don't sound very convinced. Tamara,
I think the same.
you think I'm right?
Yes, yes.
Well, I'm going to look it up, okay? I'm going to Google it up. I'm going to Google it up and I'm going to find the answer because I don't want to say something that's totally mistaken, okay? Good. Let me go back to the quantifiers. So here we have the most typical quantifiers. We can use the quantifiers with a noun to make a new group, to talk about a smaller or bigger group, okay? When I say people speak Spanish, people speak Spanish in Chile, or people speak Spanish in South America, that's not true. Most people speak Spanish in South America. Or maybe all people speak Spanish in South America and some people speak English in South America too. A few people speak German, Japanese, or Chinese in South America. And maybe none or no one speaks Tagalog in South America. Yeah, that is a language from another part of the world. I don't know where people speak Tagalog. Let me check it. The Tagalog language. Where does it come from? I don't know. I just remember that language. This is a language from the Philippines. From the Philippines. So people speak Tagalog in the Philippines, but probably nobody speaks Tagalog in South America. So, okay. Is there any question, guys? Do you have any question? We are going to continue talking about quantifiers next class. Okay, we're going to use them. I'm going to show you examples of the quantifiers. So don't worry if you don't understand everything in this class about the quantifiers, because we're going to continue on Wednesday. Okay. Is there any question?
No, teacher.
Are you sure? Is there anything you would like to ask, make clear, comment, whatever?
The topic is difficult to learn.
Mm-hmm. Do you think quantifiers are difficult to learn?
Sí.
Okay. Next class, I'm going to use the whiteboard. Okay. Next class, I'm going to draw, so you will understand with these drawings the differences between all the quantifiers and all the percentages. Okay. Next class, this will be crystal clear. All right. Now, I have to go. I'm hungry. I need to go and have a seat and take a rest and then keep working. Okay. So thank you so much for attending the class. Thank you for participating. See you tomorrow for the basic English class at the same time using the same link. And tomorrow morning I will upload this class on YouTube so you can watch it. Okay?
Okay, teacher. See
Thank you,
tomorrow in
teacher.
the
Teacher.
English
Happy evening.
I will post a link on the Facebook group so you can learn irregular verbs. Okay, there is a very long list. I will give you this link so you can learn them. Okay, y la recomendación es traten de aprenderlos tal vez de 10 en 10, día a día, cada mañana traten de aprender, o de 5 en 5 cada mañana, ¿cierto?
Eso es lo que hago.
Aprendan la forma del infinitivo, el presente simple, el participio, de 5 en 5 cada día, los practican en la mañana, los repasan en la tarde, y de ahí van aprendiendo 5 verbos cada día. Y dentro de un mes y medio, probablemente se van a aprender una gran lista de vocabulario. ¿Ya? Aprender los verbos no es aprender gramática, aprender los verbos no es aprender inglés, solo se están aprendiendo una lista de vocabulario. ¿Ya? ¿Cómo utilizarlo? Eso es lo que estamos aprendiendo aquí en la clase. Okay.
Well, teacher.
Be well, everybody. Take care.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
Okay.
Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you, Tamara. Bye, everybody.
Bye, teacher. See
Bye,
you
Carolina,
tomorrow.
Maylin, Aaron, Julian. Thank you
Bye,
for watching the
everybody.
class.
Bye, father.
Bye, everybody here on Facebook. See you
Bye.
tomorrow for the basic English class.
Bye.